I've developed some spider exercises, to develop spider fingers, what I call it. And I just want to explain a little about what that is and why it's important. When you play Chopin, especially Chopin, even more than, I would say, even more than Liszt or Brahms or any other composer, you need to really develop the ability to stretch more than I think any other composer. That's why Chopin's music is so difficult, because and it's especially difficult for pianists with small hands and short fingers. Now, if you've watched any of my videos, especially the overhead views, you probably think, oh man, that BachScholar, he has really long fingers. Well, really I don't. I am 5 feet 7 inches tall. I'm not sure what that is in European measurements, but that is not tall at all for a man. And my hands are not large. My fingers aren't even long. I think they're quite short and stumpy looking, actually. But when I play the piano, I feel like they're long. They sort of morph into long fingers when I'm on the piano. So just to let you know, I'm not blessed, I'm not born with long fingers. It's just that I've developed the ability through many years of playing to stretch and to get out of the 5-finger mode. So the first tip I need to tell you today is get out of the 5-finger mode. Okay, if you've learned the 5-finger, what we all learn as beginners, you need to just abandon that altogether and stretch your fingers out. Almost never will you find 5-finger positions in Chopin, or really in any other advanced music for that matter. So what I would suggest to do is every day, just do this. Every day, just fan out your fingers as far as they'll go. Okay? And there's a little tension there. I mean, it doesn't feel great. It's like bending down and touching your toes for a couple minutes every day. Look at the thumbs. See, they're not here. It's not like this. It's expanded outwards like this. So if you can just do that, that will be the first step in developing spider fingers, in addition to watching the upcoming exercise that I'll show you. But I just want to explain a little about why this is important. The reason it's important is because if you look through Chopin's music, this nocturne that, in addition to just about all of his other pieces, you'll find that you really need to stretch. Their 5-finger positions are virtually non-existent in Chopin's music. You need to learn to stretch. This is very important. And I've found through my teaching experience that pianists don't stretch enough. And they always want to use the excuse that they have small hands. Everyone wants to claim they have small hands. Well, it's not true all the time. A lot of pianists who claim they have small hands really don't. Look, I have small hands. I have short and stumpy fingers, actually. But I can reach an octave. Okay, you should be able to reach an octave like this without playing at the ends of the keys. So if you can reach an octave, try to reach an octave here, putting your thumb here in the midway between here and here, and your 5th finger about there. Don't try to avoid doing this. This is what amateurs do. Okay, that's not good. Keep your thumb out of there. And generally speaking, the thumb should be here all the time. Okay, never put your thumb here. The only time I can remember putting my thumb here is if I have to play a 10th somewhere, like C to E. Well, I can't reach it like that. Pianists with long fingers can do that. I can't. So I can reach a 10th if I'm at the very ends of the keys here. A 9th, I can just barely do a 9th up here. But to play a 9th really well, usually I play out here. But so it's just more proof that I really don't have that long fingers. But an octave I'm very secure with. So you need to become more secure with octaves in the playing of Chopin. So if you aren't good with octaves, I would suggest, octave scales and so forth. There are many, many octave exercises you can find on the Well-Rounded Pianist. So you need to learn octaves, your ability to reach octaves without playing at the end of the keys. And every day, do this every day, either on a table or on the piano keys. Just stretch your fingers out as far as they'll go, like that. Just you're going to feel some tension in there. You want to make it look like a starfish, okay, like a starfish, like that. And you can even do this with your other hand. You can separate them and go like that. Stretch it out a little bit. Stretch it out a little bit. Stretch these out a little bit, like that. And you want to develop the ability to really have that flexibility in your fingers to play Chopin. Now, the next section we're going to go into a special spider exercise that I've developed especially for the playing of Chopin. So stay tuned for that. Okay, so let's start our spider exercise here that I've developed. We're going to start on C and then play G with the second finger. Release your thumb. You're going to play C with the third finger. Release the second finger, and 5 on G. So in this exercise, we're only going to play the first and the fifth. With C and G, we're not going to play the third. Okay, so we're going to leave the third out. And we're going to do this. Back and forth a few times. Look at the wrist. Right here. The wrist is going to rotate actually more than the elbow. So the elbow won't necessarily go out that far, but the wrist rotates. I call this like a cartwheel motion. You'll be like a cartwheel like this. And the fingers are almost straight. They're not totally curved, because the more you stretch out, the less curved your fingers will be. Okay? Now we'll go to the first inversion. We're going to start with G, then C. Now we're going to go to G with 4, not with 3. 4, 5. 1, 2, 4, 5. Once again, rotate with your wrist here. This is a cartwheel motion. Look, when you're on your fifth finger here, your thumb is up here, okay? When your thumb is down here, your fifth finger is here. Never, never close your hand up like this into a 5-finger position. Always keep outstretched. One of the biggest errors that pianists make is they close their hands up. When playing Chopin, you especially need to be open all the time, practically all the time, open. Now, we're going to go to the next. Repeat it about 3 times, and the next one here. So we only have a root position and a first inversion. Now we're going to put all those together, just 1 time each. Again. Remember, 4, 3, 5, 4, 5, 3. Okay, now we're going to do all that with the left hand. We're going to take 5, 3 on G, 2 on C, 1 on G. Wrist. Remember, this is the cartwheel motion. Your fingers are actually more like that. So you won't curve them like this. You curve them like this when you're in a 5-finger position. Okay? But now we're expanding them like this. Okay, now we're going to go to the first inversion. We're going to start with G here. 5, 4, and 4, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. Cartwheel motion. And now one more time, first inversion, 5, 4, 2, 1. Remember, your fingers will be almost straight. Almost straight. Okay? Now we'll do all that with the left hand, all at one sweep. Do not play it fast. Also, notice, never put your thumb here. Okay? It's the biggest mistake pianists make, is they do this. They put their thumb either like this or way at the end of the white key. Try to play at least here or here, somewhere in there. Avoid that at all costs. See, watch this, watch my thumb. See, the thumb plays here. It doesn't go here. Okay? You have to get into the keys more like this and play your thumb up. Don't play it flat. So you're at about a 30-degree angle when you play your thumb. Do not play it flat. It's another one of the biggest mistakes pianists make is they play with flat thumbs. Okay? Now we're going to put hands together. Actually, let's repeat this first. Repeat that as many times necessary. Now, keep your hands open. Now we're going to start with G here. 5, 4, and then here 4 in the right hand. As many times necessary. Then we're going to start with C, 3, and then we're going to go up to the first inversion again, 5, 4, now we're going to put that all together. You have that in C, then you can do it all in D flat. All on the black keys. It takes a slightly different placement of the fingers when you're on the black keys, but by and large, it's the exact same distance that you're playing your hands, your fingers. So that playing this in the key of C with all white keys is exactly the same distance as when you're on the black keys. The only difference is you have to be a little more careful when you're on the black keys, because the black keys are a little thinner than the white keys, so it's easier to slip off of them. But it's good to practice the spider exercise in both white and black keys. You can do it in any of the 12 keys you want, but we're doing it here just in C. I would suggest to start with, do it in C and then in D flat, so you have all the white black keys. You can also do it in D and E flat, so forth and so on. So this is a spider exercise that I've developed for more of these types of exercises, many more actually like this. You can find those on the Well-Rounded Pianist.